Hi, it's Melissa from Vibe Yoga. We're going through our Yoga 101 6-week beginner series, week 5, flow. We're going to go through our Sun Salutations today, our Sun A and our Sun B. We're going to start down in child's pose. So take a moment. You can have your knees spread wide or have them close together, whatever's most comfortable for you today. Sitting back on those heels and walking the arms forward. Feel free to use something under your head, a block or a pillow if it's not already being supported by the ground. And just start to deepen your breath coming into your practice today. Notice how your hips feel, how your knees feel, and your quads, how the top of your feet feel and your shins, your shoulders. Start to connect with that deep breath and see if you can begin to release some of those areas of tightness and tension in the body. Really think about expanding through the back side, bringing air into the lungs, creating space in that rib cage, and then bringing that breath all the way down into the belly so that you're actually feeling that lower back, get a little bit of a stretch, maybe even feeling it down into the hips. We'll take 4 more deep breaths here. Take your time. On your next inhale, pull yourself up to hands and knees. Give yourself a moment to get the knees right underneath the hips and the hands, the palms right underneath those shoulders. We'll work through our cat-cow. So as you inhale, let the belly drop and then have that wave of motion come all the way up through the chest, opening up here. As you exhale, curl that tailbone up. Gaze comes back towards the knees or the belly button. Follow your breath here, inhaling to open up through the front of the body, and exhaling, curling back into that cat pose. Really focus on following your breath and imagining that wave of motion traveling up the spine, just starting to gently loosen up the back. One more inhale here, dropping the belly, opening through those shoulders. And as you exhale, we'll curl through the back and sit all the way back down into child's pose, just transitioning through here. Inhale up to hands and knees. This time we'll curl the toes and bring those hips back into your first down dog. Take a moment to pedal out the feet, feeling that nice opening through the back of the legs. Really think about that long line from your fingertips back through your tailbone, grounding into all 10 fingers, and letting the creases of the elbows come up towards the ceiling, externally rotating those arms, feeling nice and strong through that upper back and that space between the shoulder blades. Feeling the openness starting to come to the back of the legs. Inhale back to hands and knees, maybe even dropping that belly, coming into that cow pose. Exhale, curl back into child's pose. Inhale up to hands and knees, curl the toes, exhale, down dog. Inhale forward to table. Exhale back to child's pose. So I like to continue doing that cat-cow back as I move through here. One more time, we'll inhale up to table, curling those toes and exhaling, pushing back to down dog. We'll inhale to hands and knees and hold it here. All right, we're going to work through a few of our modified vinyasa flows. So we're going to push up into plank pose here. Take a moment to get those shoulders right above the wrists. Nice strong core here. And let the knees drop down, but keep that one long line from your knees through the top of your head. Inhale here, and as you exhale, bring the chest forward, keep those elbows in close to the body, lower yourself down in one line. Exhale here, everything touches the ground. As you inhale, bring yourself up to cobra. So pushing into those hip bones so they stay grounded, getting this nice little bit of a stretch in the lower back. Your head is an extension of your spine, and there's very little weight in your hands. So you're really doing the work with your back here in this cobra. And then we're going to ground into the hands, coming up through tabletop. Start with the core. So draw that belly button up, and then use those arms to push yourself all the way back into child's pose. Inhale forward into your half plank, staying on your knees. Exhale, lower down, keep the knees in close to the body. Inhale through cobra. Exhale pushes you back to child's pose. Inhale forward, coming to that half plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. This time as you push back, push through tabletop, curl the toes. Push all the way back to down dog. Let's take one more breath here in down dog. And on the bottom of the exhale, walk those feet to the front of the mat. Oh, taking a breath here in your ragdoll, let the back of the legs start to open up, feeling that nice opening all the way up into the glutes. As you inhale, come to that flat back. Halfway lift, straight through the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. One more time. Inhaling to that flat back. Exhale, forward fold. And this time we'll bend the knees slightly, straighten through the spine, and inhale those arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Let the palms come forward, arriving in your mountain pose. Take a couple breaths here. See if you can start to slow down that breath again. Really let the shoulders drop away from the ears, noticing if you're holding any tension. Feet are hip distance apart. And we'll start to work through a few sunbursts here. Inhaling those arms up. As you exhale, keep that straight back and a slight bend in your knees, and then once you can't fold any further, then let the curve come back into the spine. Inhale to that flat back again. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees straight back, brings you all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up through standing. Exhale, hands to heart. Practicing connecting your own breath to movement. Take a sunburst following your own breath. And we're going to take this next one through a full Sun Salutation A. So we'll inhale those arms up overhead. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale to that flat back. This time we're going to bring the hands down to the mat. And you want to bring your fingertips in line with those toes. From here, we'll step back into a plank. And we'll do a modified one first. So get nice and strong through your plank. Drop those knees. As you exhale, keeping that long line from your knees to the top of your head. So you don't want to have your butt sticking up. Drop down so the elbows stay close to the body. Everything touches at the same time. Inhale through that cobra. Exhale, push up through tabletop, curl the toes, and push back to down dog. We'll take 3 breaths here. You can come down to child's pose as well if you'd like. Coming back up to down dog if you have taken child's pose, not much of a break. And on the bottom of your exhale, bring those feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, up through standing. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, flat back. Bring the hands next to the feet. Step it back. And as you exhale, lower to the knees and lower that whole body down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. And on the bottom of your exhale, bring the feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, up through standing. And exhale, hands to heart. If that was difficult for you, then continue to do the modified version. And build up the core strength, build up the chest strength. And don't feel like you have to do a full chaturanga throughout any of your practices until you feel strong enough to keep that integrity through the spine and through the core. You can also skip the vinyasa flow at any time and just push right back to down dog. It's your practice. Make sure you're doing something that's benefiting your body and it's not pushing it beyond where your strength or flexibility is right now. All right, so we're going to take it through a Sun A with the full vinyasa this time. Again, feel free to do a modified one. We'll inhale those arms up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale to that flat back, bring the hands to the mat, step it back to plank. Okay, take a moment here, make sure those wrists are right below the shoulders and get that nice straight integrity through your whole body. Come up on your toes so that your shoulders come forward, and as you exhale, lower down, keeping those elbows in close to the body, coming to 90 degrees. Flip the feet over and inhale to up dog. In up dog, your thighs and your hips are off the ground so that pelvis is actually tilted upward, and I'm staying nice and broad through the shoulders. I'm not sinking into my arms. And then lead with the hips, draw them up, flip over those toes, push into your down dog. So that's not a very easy flow, but if you keep doing the modified ones and you keep doing the other elements of your yoga practice, then you will become strong enough to work through that if you're not quite there yet. All right, bottom of your exhale, walk those feet forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, up through standing. And exhale, hands to heart. We're going to do that Sun A one more time. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, flat back. Hands come right next to the toes. Step it back. And on that same exhale, lower down through chaturanga. Elbows are close to the body. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, hips come up and back. Down dog. We'll take a little bit of a longer break this time, so you can stay in down dog or inhale, dropping to the knees and sitting back into child's pose. Take 5 breaths here. You can keep the arms up over the head or bring them back, whatever variation feels good to take your resting pose. Try to slow down your breath. If you are in child's pose, we'll inhale up to hands and knees. Curl the toes. Exhale, push back to down dog. And on the bottom of your exhale, bring the feet to the front of the mat. Inhale through your flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up through standing. Exhale, hands to heart. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, let those palms come forward, coming into your mountain pose. And scanning the body, noticing how it feels. As you inhale this time, arms come overhead, sit back into your chair pose. Take some time, make sure the weight is in the back of the feet so the toes aren't taking any of that weight. Pinkies are turned in towards each other. Try to keep that natural curve in the back. Honor your back. If it's feeling like you're pushing it, then feel free to come up slightly. My shoulders are away from my ears. I'm getting a bit of a back bend and opening here. Inhale here, and as you exhale, dive forward. Inhale, flat back, bring those hands next to the feet, and as you exhale, flow through your vinyasa. So you can take that modified one, or you can come forward, coming through chaturanga, inhaling up dog or cobra, and exhaling, hips come up and back, down dog. All right, we're going to plant into the left foot and inhale the right leg high. As you exhale, step that right foot in between the hands. Get this nice distance here. And then we're going to hop the left foot forward about 6 inches, just long enough so that I can angle it up at 45 degrees and have enough space for my left heel to come down to the mat. My shoulders stay square at the front of the mat. And I'm going to inhale my arms up into my warrior one. I have my heels on railroad tracks, so there's a little bit of space. That's giving me space to bring this left hip forward. And I'm thinking about internally rotating that left leg and really grounding through the outer edge of that left foot. My weight is equal between the ball of my foot and my heel, so I'm using both my quad and my hamstring. And then I have those same arms that I had in chair. Taking this nice little back bend here, feeling a good opening through this left hip, feeling a nice stretch through my left calf. Sometimes I feel different stretches on each side depending on how tight I am in different areas and my alignment from side to side. Let's take 2 more deep breaths here. Inhale, and as you exhale, bring the hands down around that right foot. You have an option to step back and take another vinyasa, or you can push it right back into down dog. So you can take that vinyasa between the sides on your Sun B, or you can just skip it and push back to that down dog. We'll plant into the right foot and inhale that left leg high. Exhale, step that left foot all the way forward. Take your time, make sure you've got this nice alignment with the left knee over the left ankle. I'm going to hop my right foot forward far enough that I can drop that right heel and get that nice ground on the mat. And inhale up into warrior one. Take your time getting set up here. The back leg is internally rotated. Ground through the outer edge of that right foot. Keep the left knee aligned over the front left foot. Shoulders are square to the front of the mat. Inhale those arms up. Really pushing through the outer edge of my right foot allows me to get a little bit deeper in that left knee. See if you can keep those shoulders away from the ears. Maybe even think about drawing the thumbs backwards slightly, feeling that nice openness through the back. Slow down your breath. We'll take 2 more breaths here. One more inhale. And then as you exhale, bring the hands down. I have to readjust that right foot, step the left foot back. Same thing here. You can push to down dog or an option to take another vinyasa. Also remember, you can take those modified vinyasas. All right. We'll take 2 more breaths in our down dog here. And on the bottom of your exhale, bring your feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up through standing. And exhale, hands to heart. We're going to move through that Sun B, 1 breath and 1 motion. It took me a long time to be able to do that. So if you need to take extra breaths, feel free. If you need to take extra time to make sure you have the right alignment, make sure you have that before moving into the next posture. And also for those vinyasas, feel free to skip them and push right back into down dog, or feel free to take the modified version. All right? Okay, this is a full Sun B, salutation, Sun Salutation B. As you inhale, sit back into chair. Exhale, straighten through those legs and fold forward. Inhale through that Ardha Uttanasana, that halfway lift. Hands come next to the toes, step it back and lower down through Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Plant into the left foot. Your next inhale raises the right leg high. Exhale, right foot steps forward and you reposition the left foot. Get your balance. Inhale all the way up to warrior one. Exhale brings you all the way down through Chaturanga. So that's a nice long breath there. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Plant into the right foot. Inhale that left leg high. Exhale, left foot steps forward. Position your right foot at that angle. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, all the way down through Chaturanga. I find this to be the hardest breath in the flow. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Nice work. Let's take one more breath in down dog. We'll go through the Sun Salutation B one more time. On the bottom of your exhale, bring those feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up through standing. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, sit back into chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Hands come to the mat. Step it back. Fold vinyasa, or you can drop to the knees. Modify. Inhaling cobra or up dog. Exhaling down dog. Plant into the left foot. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, step that right foot forward, getting the knee over the ankle. Drop the left heel and inhale up into your warrior one. Exhale all the way through Chaturanga, or feel free to skip it and just push to down dog. Inhale to cobra or up dog. Exhale, join everybody else in down dog. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, left foot steps forward. Position the right foot. Inhale up to warrior one. So playing with those variations, exhale, you can skip it or come through Chaturanga or modified. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. So definitely listening to your body and taking whatever variation you're feeling strong enough to do. And honor that. All right, let's let that heart rate come down. As you inhale, drop your knees, coming into your tabletop. And exhale, sit back into that child's pose. Take some time here. You can bring the arms back or keep them up overhead. And reconnect with that breath. Notice your heart rate right now. We'll take 3 more deep breaths here. Bring the arms back up overhead, and we'll slowly walk the hands back to the body, sitting back on your heels, coming over to the side and bringing the legs around and out in front of you. I'm going to keep my left leg straight, bend into my right knee, and then I'm going to bring my right foot to the outside of my left leg. Inhale that right arm up behind you. Stay straight through that spine, and exhale to turn to the right. Getting a nice bit of a twist here. Taking some deep breaths. Inhale, back through center. Uncross that leg, straighten out the right leg. We'll take it to the other side, bending into that left knee and bringing it to the outside of the right leg. Make sure you have this nice straight spine. Inhale that left arm up behind you, and we'll twist to the left. So remember in these twists to stay nice and straight through that spine, using it as that axis that you can rotate around, and also really bring that breath deep into your belly on those twists, create space, and as you exhale, see if it helps you go a little bit deeper into the twist. One more breath here. Inhale back through center and unhook the leg. I want to finish today's practice with a legs up the wall pose. So if you don't have a wall available, feel free to do this on the mat, or you can go right into Shavasana and stay there for the final few minutes of class. I'm going to use a block, but if you have a blanket or a pillow or something that you can use to bring your hips up on, you can use that as well. So I'm going to place the block. I'm actually going to scoot my mat right up against the wall and place the block maybe just 1 or 2 inches away from the wall. I'm going to come and scoot up right against the wall, hanging out here, and then move over onto my side. And then scoot my butt back so it's touching the wall. So I'm in this fetal position. I'm going to identify where my block is, bring it up close to my back, and then I'm going to roll over onto my back, bringing my hips up and getting that block right below the sacrum, so that flat spot on the bottom of my back. So if you don't have a block, then you can do the same thing and just roll up, getting those legs up the wall. The block adds a little bit more to the inversion. It should feel comfortable. You should be able to get it on that flat spot of your back so that you can rest here. Let the palms face up towards the ceiling and keep those legs hip distance apart. This is a great pose if you have any swelling in your ankles or if you have high blood pressure. These inversions are very good to help with those things, to allow the heart to take a little bit of a break. It doesn't have to work as hard to pump the blood when we're inverted. And we're going to take this as our final pose. So close your eyes if it's comfortable for you. And just let go of that breath. And let gravity do its work for the next minute or 2. Feel free to stay here for a few more minutes if it's starting to feel really nice on those legs. Otherwise, we'll bend into the knees. You can push against the wall, lift those hips up and remove the block or whatever you have under your hips. And then we'll gently roll over onto your side. Take a breath or 2 here. And push yourself back up into a seat. Thank you for practicing with me today. The light in me sees and honors the light in each of you. Namaste.